So today's topic of discussion includes the importance of victory, that is jeet. And jeet is something obtained if we are spending certain amount of time, we are spending certain amount of energy, we are spending certain amount of resources. And after spending these all things, we are getting certain something called as result, which we are able to share with anyone. We can showcase it anywhere, we can post it anywhere proudly without a feeling of shame. So these activities are included in something called as jeet or victory. Now the second case is the case of haar. So haar is something obtained when we are spending certain amount of energy, resource and time, and we are getting something which cannot be shared with anyone, cannot be showcased anywhere, cannot be posted anywhere, since it is giving a feeling of shame. So these activities are included in jeet. The thing will be much more clear as we go on with this document. So these are certain shortcuts which you can use as per your need if it is needed. So this document simply says the importance of victory is a very essential element. It is an essential element to avoid the feeling of getting lost or the feeling of nothing. We often end up with a feeling of nothing, we often end up with a feeling of lost. So the concept of victory, the importance of victory is a very essential element to avoid that feeling. We never enjoy the hard work during any process, we only enjoy the end result, that is the feeling of jeet. We only enjoy the end result. If we go on with activity, say A, our activity name is A, which keeps us engaged for hours, but it is never able to give a reward, a certificate, a badge, a congratulations type message, or something else, then definitely those activities will never result in a feeling of jeet. It will result in a feeling of har. The activity name was A, and we have spent certain amount of time, energy, and resources, and we are not getting a reward, a certificate, a badge, or congratulations type message. In that case, it is resulting in a feeling of har and not jeet. It will continue giving relaxation, the feeling of relaxation, as long as we keep interacting with them. Once we either stop it, once we stop these activities, either willingly or unwillingly, we end up with a feeling of har. The activity name was A. In that case, we was engaged in those activities for a long period of time, and as long as we were engaged in those activities, it was giving us a feeling of relaxation, a feeling of comfort. And once we stop interacting with those activities, we end up with a feeling of regret, har, defeat. The reason is pretty simple. After spending B amount of time on this activity A, we are not able to share we are not able to share our progress proudly with anyone despite spending E energy and B amount of time. The activity A required E energy and B amount of time, and despite spending those resources, those energies, those time, we are not able to share our progress. So those activities result in a feeling of har. Now consider another set of activities which is something say C. This activity C keeps us engaged for hours, but it is not compulsory. It is giving a feeling of relaxation. It might give, it might not give. But at the end, we are getting a reward. At the end, we are getting a certificate or we are getting a badge or something saying congratulations. So this activity say C, it is definitely going to give a feeling of jeet. In case the amount of jeet is something less or something negligible, then definitely this is for sure the activity C will never result in a feeling of harm. Some cases of jeet include, suppose there is a platform named as HackerRank and we are solving certain questions on that platform. If we are not solving the questions, then at least we are involved in certain form of workout. We are involved in certain form of reasoning exercises in all such cases, and At the end of the day, if we are getting something like this, in case of hacker rank, we are getting something like congratulations, you have solved this challenge. You have solved this challenge. So this congratulation comes under one of these categories. So this, if you are getting something like this, it will result in a feeling of relaxation, though after some time, after passing all the test cases, after satisfying all the test cases, if we are ultimately landing on this page, in that case we are getting a feeling of jeet. And if we continue getting these type of the messages for a period of time, we'll end up something like this called hacker rank badge or something even more. So these are the cases of jeet. Now consider certain cases of har. The cases of her is very much clear. It is a collection of the YouTube videos, random YouTube videos, and if you are engaged watching such videos for a period of 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, or even 6 plus hours, in that case we have accumulated this huge collection, and this we can simply check by opening the browser and typing the shortcut Ctrl plus H. This type of list will simply hit. So this is something which we cannot share with anyone. We have spent certain amount of time, we have spent certain amount of energy, we have spent certain amount of resources. But despite spending all such things, the result which we are obtaining, that is this complete list, cannot be shared with anyone. So this is the collection which you can't share with anyone anywhere like LinkedIn. We have spent B amount of energy and on this activity A and got in return something as something which will definitely result in a feeling of harm. So what is the best option? Opt for activities which gives a lot of feeling of cheat and least amount of harm.